guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Aurora Stefrak. Welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a weekly intuitive update for March 22nd, 2021. So welcome. I want to start by kind of tapping into the energy right away of, doing something when you have the feeling to do it versus feeling like you just need to do things to get them done. That is a massive part of the energy that we're in right now, because even this video itself, it's 3:04 right now, and I'm just getting to it. I sat down to record it yesterday, and it wasn't flowing, it wasn't aligning, so I was like, okay, that's fine, I guess I'll do it tomorrow. And now here I am getting to it. I've just enjoyed my day, enjoyed my morning, done what I've needed to do, and now I can be here fully present in order to tap in and channel the information needed. So that is the first thing that I wanted to kind of tap into, and to give you guys this awareness that this is the energy that we are in right now. Is like, if you don't feel like doing it, don't do it. But know that you have to get whatever done, but trust yourself and trust the timing. And when you give yourself the space to do it when you want to do it, you always are able to show up more authentically, more in your truth. So that was really just the first thing off the go that I wanted to tap into with this update this week. Some wild energies right now. With this spring equinox that's just passing, or fall, wherever you are, as well as this upcoming, everything. We're heading into Aries season now, from Pisces to Aries, so that's a whole new astrological cycle as well. So we're at the beginning in a lot of ways. We're also, like three quarters, a quarter into our year, right? So it's like having moments of reflection. Reflection is like, holy shit, we're already here. So it's like, okay, March is already coming to a close. We're at the spring equinox, and kind of this rebirth energy is on its way. And so spring equinox is something that I'm going to touch a lot on for this week, because that's the energy that we are still in. It's really potent. It's really powerful. It's like overwhelming. It's like quantum level stuff going on here. So I have a few of my decks here that I am going to pull from, but I'm just going to kind of touch on the spring equinox energies, because this week we're in the height of it, okay? So I have here like a manifestation portal has opened, and I don't want you guys to get lost in the words or in understanding the concepts. I want you to understand that right now we are kind of between worlds. Like, it's like timelines are collapsing. Like, if you've been feeling like, I don't know, like disoriented time-wise, like last night I dreamed and dreamed I don't dream. So something's been activated. There's been some type of, psychological, spiritual, collective energy that is now being activated. And I know we've been talking about things like this, like in the spiritual world, for some time, but now it's like we're seriously in it. We are stepping up now. We are having to take the action when we need to, and it's like we're feeling that. So it's like, the ways have worked for us for this long to this point, but we know that it's not working any longer, and it's not going to be easy, but it's divine timing. You're going to know, you're going to feel it, you're going to say, right, I see how this has served me, and now I'm ready to let it go. I'm ready to move forward. And this will also cause for past things to be coming up to be cleared, so like a past partner reaching out to you, or a past friend or whatever. There's a lot of loose ends are being tied up and released. And I have here as well timelines collapsing and converging. So that's why people from your past are going to be reaching out, because it's like like quantum is everything and nothing simultaneously, so it's infinite potential. So it's like as the timelines are collapsing and converging together, we're able to, in that space that we're in right now, you know, as they're collapsing and as it's all converging and we're like in it and we're trying to, you know, calibrate ourselves to it, we're just being the observer right now. Things will come up and allow them to come up. Very emotional energy. We're just coming out of the Piscean energy into the Aries energy, and it's like this transition of action being oriented. So it's like we've been in our emotions and we've been up, down, up, down, up, down, trying to understand it all, having compassion for ourselves, others, all that, and that's really beautiful. And going into the Aries energy that we're in astrologically, it's going to give us the strength and the power and the courage to take action where we had realized, you know, in the previous Piscean energy, you know, like what is it that makes us tick, what is working, what is not anymore, and kind of like the tower moment in tarot where everything's kind of crumbling and you're like, oh my gosh, but it's like, you know, that only things that are falling away were meant to fall away. So it's like this stretch between, you know, where you're going and where you've been, and it's like I'm feeling a strength within. Like it's like we hear our soul now, we hear our spirit, we've been connecting, we've been, you know, asking the questions, we've been tapping in, and it's like if you haven't, then you're gonna be starting, you're gonna be asking questions, you're gonna be wanting to know more, you're gonna want to know yourself more and deeper so that you can understand where your place is in this crazy, you know, place that we're in as humanity right now, right? So it's like, how can I feel safe? How can I feel protected? How can I live? How can I live fully in such a fragile time? So that's like a lot of the energy that this spring equinox, and you know, you think about, you know, going from winter to spring, which is like a rebirth, right? So it's like everything's been dormant, everything's been, you know, still alive but not full of life, right? And so it's like, as a bee flies by my head, it's like everything's coming into fruition now. Like, you know, the life is coming into the trees and into the plants, and winter's, you know, coming to a close, and it's like hope. It's like that sensation of hope and, you know, seeing that brighter future. And it's like that's the energy we're in as a collective as well, on top of just this, you know, equinox gateway that we're going through. It's like as a humanity, that's the portal that we're going through, is this rebirth portal, right? So it's like on all the levels, on all the layers, you're going to be, what's the word? Okay, so it's like you've known fractal, right? You've known what it's like to not be whole. You've known what it's like to, you know, seek outside and look outside, and it's like now we're in this place where we know that we have to go within and do the work. And so we're very open to, you know, the guidance that is around us. Like a lot of us that are, you know, all just kind of stepping into our path, like myself, of like saying, okay guys, I'm here to help, I'm here to lead, I'm here to, you know, like be here for humans through this, is like I can hold a really strong light and I'm ready to share it. And so it's like teaching people how to also do that is like, that's why I'm stepping in, because so many people are like asking the questions and needing to know more and wanting to understand themselves and all this stuff. And it's like divine timing. This is why the ones that have been doing the work were ready. So like if you're in a position like me where you're like, oh, I really want to do what this girl's doing, please do it. Like tap in, you know, create a YouTube channel, start like a podcast, whatever you're guided to do to start spreading the information and anchoring it in, you know, trust yourself in that and really like follow through with that and trust that guidance. And because the ones that don't know, the ones that right now, you know, have no awareness about this awakening or what's going on or this rebirth or spirituality or, you know, anything beyond their scope of experience, you know, like they're needing that support and they're needing that help, you know. So even if it's like starting a group up where you can hold space for people, but not in a way, like, this is the thing, guys, it's very strong boundaries being created as we move forward, because it's like no wounded healer archetype anymore. We are the healer, we are healed. And so it's that growth and that expansion and that anchoring light and that higher consciousness now that we're focusing on. So the healing is done. That's what I heard. The healing is done. We're wrapping it up. All the karmic ties. It's like now this lifetime we're here. We are the light. We are the pillars, and we're anchoring in the frequency, okay? So, yeah, so that's like manifestation, portal opening, timelines collapsing and converging. So I know that's a lot of information, but I hope that it's confirmation for you so that, you know, through all of this intense pulling of yourself in all these directions, you can really sit in stillness and open up your ears and your heart and tap in and gain clarity of what it is that you need to do to move forward on your highest timeline. It's gonna be crazy, guys. It's like I'm seeing it like everything you've ever known. Like for me, this is what I've been feeling, is like everything I've ever known is like dissolving. Like that's kind of what I mean by like collapsing and converging timelines, is like it's dissolving. Like I know that it was real at one point, and I know, you know, these are versions of myself, but it's like I feel so whole and so embodied that as these things are coming up right now, it's like I'm such an observer that it almost feels like like I'm far from my human, but I've never been closer, if that makes sense as well. It's like this paradox that we live in, and we're realizing it. And so it's like tapping into the polarities and the dualities and the things that don't make sense but actually complement each other, and like this quantum level, back to the quantum, right, is like, you know, infinite potential, and tapping into the choice points. Like all these things are going to be coming up for us so that we can ascend and raise our consciousness. And there was also a really, really big message of forgiveness coming through before I was coming on. Forgiveness of your lower conscious self. You know, is like when you can be that higher conscious self and have understanding and compassion and love, and holding space through the process of the unfoldment of you and your life and all of us as a collective, you know, like it's really a game changer. So it's like, you know, the guilt, the shame, the fear, through all of us stepping into our space of power, and liberation and authenticity and truth, we will be doing that for everyone else, and they will come and ask for the guidance. And like this is really scary, you know, like for me to process, like being seen and being heard and actually stepping out and like actually like supporting and sharing my knowledge and wisdom and everything that I've picked up from this lifetime and so many more. And it's just, it's scary, you know. So it's like this sense of, you know, like I don't really want to do it, but also excitement. So it's like fear and excitement are kind of, you know, and I don't know how many of you know, but if you don't, in the nervous system, our nervous system interprets fear and excitement the same. So it's our mind that creates the story around it. So it's like, I'm really excited. This is my life purpose. I'm really grateful that I get to step into this, and this is my life, and that I get to help people and all of this. But it scares the shit out of me, like at the end of the day. I mean, the night I've had so much pain in my own life is from the depth and the wounded and the suffering in this reality. So very interesting. That is. Uh-oh. And I'm not a video editor yet, so this is part of it. Okay. And it's still catching everything as it comes through. Okay, so let's move on then to what else I have here. Yeah, okay, so I have the equinox. It represents the balance between the two poles, the opposites, the night and day for the example equinox, but it's showing us the polarities between dark and light, you know, all dualities and all polarities in our reality. So it's like creating this space between the opposites that is allowing us to balance and to be open and to be receptive and be in the position of new perspective. So that's like, as these timelines are collapsing and converging, it's like we're in this like twilight zone of choice, of like quantum level choice. So it's like in each moment to moment, what are you choosing? How are you choosing to like take care of yourself? How are you choosing to use the tools that you have and what you have to the best of your advantage, and be open to growing and to be willing for all of that, to be okay in the unknown, right? Things like that. So yeah, it's like we have this, you know, balance. So the polarities are where they need to be, in a sense, like, you know, they're balanced in that way. And so then that is creating all this space. And that space allows for us to be able to tap in. That's like our 0 point, is our heart here, is our heart center. We can tap into our 0 point energy and choose, okay, what is it that I want to attract, and what is it that I want to create, and what do I want to stand up for? What is my purpose? You know, things like this. This is what's going to give you the momentum in this next like Aries season of, you know, like really taking that action and having the capacity to hear the messages and to quiet your emotions and to be receptive versus reactive, and to be able to really sit and be the observer. And it's like, you know, this energy that's coming through right now, it's a lot like, you know, conceptually you've been able to, you know, say your mantras, do this, do that, whatever, take care of yourself in that way. But that's why I said at the beginning of the video, is like, just because you think you should be doing something doesn't mean that, you know, you should be doing that. So it's like, trust that urge and trust yourself in the flow of what you're doing. So it's like, hey, I don't feel like recording this video yesterday, so I'm gonna do it tomorrow. And, you know, here I am doing it and trusting that I would be responsible and show up and do it as well, right? So it's like this fun little dance that you can start playing with the universe in this space of observation of yourself, of all the different layers of yourself. Okay, so yeah, I have the space between words, thoughts, and actions is opening and creating a pause for awareness, which is what I just said. Then we have the lower consciousness is connecting to your higher consciousness, your divine consciousness, right? So it's like your human is accessing your soul at this time, and it's like, trust that guidance. It's like, you know, it's not always going to make logical sense, you know, to our human, why we feel the impulse to go here or there or whatever, but it's like, trust that this is your guidance. Yeah, so, okay, cool. So I have like, this is the portal, the space is the 0 point. And it is our choice that anchors in the timeline, okay? So we have all these timelines collapsing and converging, then we have the duality polarity of the balance, and then we have all this space created so that we can choose to be responsive versus reactive and take responsibility for what it is that is unfolding. And so it's like that choice point, that balance, that neutrality within yourself, being that observer, allows for you in that moment to create that new timeline, to anchor in a new timeline simply by choice. Okay? So it's like tapping into these subtle moments in life and understanding the power that we have, especially our beliefs. Oh wow, that's going to really be coming up now, is like, what do you believe? You know, especially around the COVID stuff and especially around all the bullshit that's going on right now in the world. And it's like, I don't know what to believe. How do you know what the truth is? How do you not? It's like, start tapping into your heart. Start tapping into yourself and your truth and your authenticity. And then you'll start vibrating on that frequency of truth, authenticity, wholeness, empowerment, expansion. And then you're able to understand what you resonate with and what you don't. And then you don't really need to know the truth about what's going on out there, because you know the truth about what's going on in your life, how you're anchoring in your frequency, how you're standing in your power, how you're choosing to move forward in each moment. And that's the truth of what really matters, okay? So like tapping into that and really tapping into yourself in your vessel and really seeing yourself as worthy and that you can take up space and that you do know a lot and that you can help people. And like, you know, if you have stuff coming up as you're listening to me, write it down, process it, like stop carrying it. That's what, you know, these timelines collapsing and converging, every belief that you're shifting right now is like instantaneous. It's like, okay, cool, universe, you know, will give it to you once you make a choice. Oh my God, that's it. That's it, guys. This is another message. Once we make a choice, that is when the universe will provide. It's like when we're in that energy of indecision, that's when we get overwhelmed, is because it's like you're not making a choice. So it's like, I don't know what to choose. So it's like, and it's like you have to center yourself, ground yourself, make a choice. What is best for you? What is serving you? What is not serving you? It could even be a thought. It doesn't need to be anything outside of yourself that you have to be changing. It's, you know, these internal revolutions, you know, that move you forward, especially during this time, because, you know, it is that pull between the old and the new, and you know, feeling like you're hitting your head against a wall versus actually seeing the progress that you've made, you know, like notice the subtle things, give yourself the credit. And, you know, with this energy of rebirth, you're going to be, what's the word? Rewarded. You're going to be rewarded by what it is that you're putting in, right? So you reap what you sow. So if you're not putting any energy into, you know, whatever it is that you want or whatever it might be, then, you know, take that responsibility and say, oh shit, I wasn't doing that. I need to start focusing on, and not even need, you hear that, guys? Even I'm saying it as I'm speaking to you. It's like, I want to. I don't need to do anything. I want to. And that shift of, you know, even just see that one word changes the whole energy of it. It's like, oh, I need to do this video so that I can do an energy upgrade, or I want to do this video. I want to show up and I want to be able to be this light and this voice for people to hear themselves think and to expand and grow and to really anchor in a community of empowered people and people that, you know, really want connection. You know, that's what we're all looking for. So, all right, what else? Okay, yeah, so I have it like almost like a reset button. That's kind of like what I have tapped into for like this spring equinox energy, is like a reset button, and how we can use it to the best of our advantage is through forgiveness. So it's like, okay, let's like really use this time. Like, you know, we're just coming out of winter. We've had a lot of time to think and to be in our yin and to be still and to go within. And now we're kind of coming into this, you know, life action type energy. And it's like, how do you want to show up? How do you want to take the next actions? And it's like, not holding on. Like, this is really a time for purging, of just like consciously saying, I let go of this, I release this has no hold on me, and really forgive others, forgive yourself for allowing, you know, all of it. Just, I'll even include Ho'oponopono just to give some of you guys, you know, a tool if you've not ever heard of it. It's a Hawaiian, I don't know, forgiveness mantra, if you will, but it's like the order that I say it. You can say it in any order, but I say, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. No, what is it? I'm having a brain fart. I haven't said it for a long time. I'm sorry, that's what it is. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And you can rearrange it in whatever way. That's just the way I like it. I feel like it's complete when I say it like that. And yeah, so it's just, and you just say it over and over and over and over until you literally feel the energies leaving, and you'll feel lighter and you'll be able to breathe. You'll probably cry. You'll probably maybe feel your heart open or close, and just keep an awareness of that as you're saying it, but knowing that you're moving the energy as you're saying these words and this intention. And it's so powerful to not hold people hostage for the things that they've done in life. And I'm sure there's a lot that you've done that, this compassion is so powerful. So bring compassion in, bring forgiveness. You can practice that, but that's really, I have here forgiveness of lower consciousness to integrate the higher consciousness. So it's like, forgive yourself that was at that lower vibration, that did the things that maybe were in alignment with your authenticity, with your truth, with all these other things. And know that, you had to veer off in order to get here, to come back to this place. Because if you didn't have that contrast, how would you know that this is it, right? So it's like, just trust that you were on the path. Trust that you needed it, and really tap into the forgiveness. Because that will cause the collapsing and converging of timelines even more. Because it's like, the energy sits there. When we have resentment, when we have anger, when we have these denser emotions, it just sits there and it builds up and it stagnates energy. And, even just by saying, I forgive you, and acknowledging and releasing, and you don't have to go talk to anybody. This is a personal practice that you can do, and you'll watch the unfoldment of, that person that you did the work with come to you and communicate with you and really open up and connect. Or, it doesn't always have to be like, that perfect, but it is possible. And it's happened for so many people that I've helped work through their emotional stuff, and then they were able to be present with whoever it is instead of being triggered and reactive, right? It's like, okay, I take responsibility for my part, and let's move forward and understand how we can live in harmony and connection, because that's what we truly want, right? Okay, so focus on intentions from divine higher awareness. Play with the pure potential. So have fun with it. So merging higher and lower timelines to your highest timeline. So it's like you have your highest of high timelines of you, perfecting life, and then you have the lowest of low timelines, and it's like, all of it's becoming one, because you're unifying, because you're choosing to work with the higher and the lower and meet in the middle, so that you can dissolve the lower and integrate the higher. And so it's like this ever-evolving vortex upwards of expansion. So that's what will be happening as you're choosing to focus on your higher awareness and playing with it and your pure potential. Oh my god, guys, I have pages in here. Okay. So neutrality is key at this time. Take a step back and become the observer. Don't be reactive, be responsive, which is good, because I've already probably talked about most of this, but at least then I can feel like I touched what I needed. Okay, So we have a reconnection with our North Star for the vision of your soul purpose. So this is the other thing, is like I was watching a few videos before this to give myself some, intel on my own intuitive take on what's going on right now. And that was one of the things that one of the ladies says was like reconnecting with our North Star, our true purpose, our soul purpose of what we're doing, why we're here, like, who am I really, what am I doing here, and how may I be of service. So actually what she recommended, this was her recommendation, is dropping into the 0-point field, which is your awareness, your consciousness, and your presence. So having awareness, bringing in your consciousness, being present, and asking yourself, your higher self, for guidance, and just asking. And I say this all the time too, right? So it's like, connect, write, journal, ask questions, like say, how can I move forward? What is the best move? What should I be doing? It could be something like the universe is so witty. It'll be like, hey, drink more water, get more sleep, take care of your physical body. And you'll be like, eye roll, but it's the truth, higher self doesn't have a body to take care of. So that's part of the balance of living in this human body, is like, you have to take care of it, you have to nourish it, you have to make sure that you're providing its needs, or it's not going to feel safe, it's not going to feel protected. So so that's another one, dropping into your 0 point. And when I say that, it's your heart center of awareness, conscious and present, and asking yourself, just like you were talking to a friend. And then so what has dampened your inner light? Connect to higher divine consciousness to guide you. Reconnect your access point to infinite potential and the divine. Okay. I was going to say that's it from this, but there's more I need to say. I'm sorry. I won't say sorry, because you guys are probably enjoying this. Okay, so I have increased activity in etheric and astral realms, so our clairvoyant connection is activated. So I've been watching this show called The 12 Monkeys. I'm really not like a movie girl or a show girl, but I asked the universe to show me what I need to see, and lately I've been watching TV, and there's this show called The 12 Monkeys, and there's just like super intense. If you want to watch it, I highly recommend it, because it's like, it's a mind fuck, but it's like there's parallels with what's going on in our reality. Like there's a virus, and it's like this guy that goes back in time and like tries to change it all so that that timeline doesn't stay active, and that he can activate another timeline. And it's just like so many parallels, it overwhelms me, and that's what I was dreaming so hard about. So anyway, that's why I had to keep reading from this, because it's saying that clairvoyant connections are being activated. Okay, so that's confirmation too for me. It's like clairvoyant connections are being activated, which is your third eye, which is your seeing, your understanding, your spiritual connection, like, you know, that observer role within that is seeing. It's like having that ability to detach, but in a healthy way, right? So it's like, and seeing and understanding the full picture with compassion and understanding, right? So it's like there's a lot of psychic energy and just like energetics from, you know, people moving and all this like moving. Like I just even mean me moving right now and talking, like I am putting out a frequency, I'm amplifying things, you know. And so there's other people that aren't amplifying, well, they could be amplifying it, but not of the light, right? And so that's what this work is so potent, you know, so we can, you know, love our darkness so that it is our light, and so that we can be here fully present. So it's like, if you're having like crazy dreams, or if you're like, what fucking day is it? Like, why does time seem so weird? It's like, because time is an illusion. And, you know, I say an illusion because I've heard a lot of people say that it's not real, but then our human gets confused, because my human's like, wait, what? But it is real. Like right here, right now, like time is real. It's like saying money's not real. It's like, well, that doesn't help my money problems if I say it's not real. So it's like, okay, time is an illusion. So it's like, you know, it's not to say that it's not real. From this perspective, from this human perspective, the truth is that time is real. Okay, so I have to accept that because I feel it. I live in space and time. So it's like, by saying time isn't real, then I'm not fully accepting the truth, right? But then it's like saying it's an illusion is to give us that understanding that it's not some physical construct of reality. It's like more or less something, a concept, a construct that has been created in order for us to have our reference point in all this, right? So it's like that clairvoyant connection, that third eye, like it's like you could be having, not like, it doesn't need to be, when I say visions, it doesn't need to be you literally like seeing, but it could be like the understanding, like having this, you know, maybe you're just seeing the world brighter or things, or like differently. Like there's gonna be some weird subtle quirks going on. And then dreams, like I don't dream at all. And like last night I seriously felt like I was living in the 12 Monkeys, like that show of like, what timeline am I on? Like, what reality? Where am I? Like, holy crap, like, that's how I woke up today. And it was just, like, so crazy, because then that's when I started, like, watching videos this morning and, like, just kind of acclimating with the energetics so that I can tap in. And, it's so funny, because as I'm watching it, like, confirmation, right? So that's how it's, like, you know, I have, like, 4 pages here now for this call, because it's just, like, there's so much information, and especially with that spring equinox energy, you know, like I haven't even started tapping into next week yet, and I'm like over 30 minutes in, but that's because there's so much that you guys need to know when we're moving forward, because this is like such a pivotal moment, right? It was like, I'm seeing like the, when all the planets aligned or whatever, like on the 21st of December, when we had like, I don't know, there's a lot of astrological stuff going on back on the 21st of December, some alignments, a portal, like all this stuff. And it's like, that was the beginning of this rebirth. And it's like, we're now entering the process of it. It's like we've been waiting for something to happen. And what is it? Like, I've been wondering, like, what is everyone waiting for? I don't get it, you know? And it's like, we're waiting to see change, but it's like, in order for us to see the change, we need to be the change. So it's, anyway, okay, back to the third eye here. So massive activations, okay, guys? So massive activations in the third eye. So you'll have visions. You might feel like weird, like timeline wise, like you're like, what day is it? Like you'll think it's this or that, or maybe you'll think you had a conversation with someone and you didn't, or I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of mind fuckery. That's the best way for me to say it right now. It's like just a lot of mind fuckery, like around, you know, like reality, like your reality, the collective reality, which might cause for, I'm just feeling now like some hairs to stand up on some people because they don't know what's true, what's not, what's safe, what's not. So it's like, this is why it's so important right now to be cultivating this connection to truth, to your soul, to your authenticity, to what it is your purpose is, all these things, your emotions, because that way, you know, the external world doesn't have such a pull on you. And it's like you become the creator of your reality, okay? So by taking responsibility, you become the creator of your reality. So that's kind of the energy that we are in as well. Okay, cool. So then now to this next thing I have written, I have rainbow connection activated. And a rainbow, when I think it's our light body, our Merkaba, which is our pillar of light that gets activated. So our chakra system basically. And what happens is when we have all of our chakras aligned and in a healthy manner, then we have this energy that runs through it because we're clear conduits at that point. So we can have energy entering in, cosmic energy entering in through our crown, rushing through our body, out our base, and like, you know, going through the earth and so on. But we also have this other energy that comes back and connects to our crown. So it's like we create this toroidal field of energy to protect us. And this is where taking responsibility is really powerful to create this protection mechanism, which is our light body, which is our energetic body, because then we have more sense of control of, you know, what comes in our energy and what doesn't, and how to clear it when something does, and so on and so forth. So it's like we're having these activations. So whether or not, you know, people are doing the work, things are going to start happening. And so what's going to happen is it's going to catalyze people to start stepping up and doing the work. This is why it's so important that if you're like hemming and hawing about starting your spiritual business or whatever it is, like, please, this is your sign to, like, you know, just start it. Just start doing it. Start connecting. You don't need, it doesn't even have to be money. Like, it could be like, hey, I want to do this. I just want to start expanding. Like my little sister is, you know, messaging me now and calling me and wanting to know more about spirituality and connecting to herself. And it gets me so excited because her friends want to know more. And so it's just like, this is the ripple, you know. It's like, oh, her friends like to talk about astrology. Well, guess what? Not that I'm an astrologer. I'm definitely just an intuitive. But I know a bit about astrology, right? So it's because I listen and it gives me context clues as to, you know, where I am in all this. So it was just really exciting because she's going to be 20 at the end of the month, and I just turned 25, by the way. Whoop, whoop. And so it's just such a beautiful, I guess, birthday present, if you will, that she wanted to connect with me like that, because I was teaching her how to do readings, how to clear cards, how to, you know, understand how to look deeper and ask the questions and things like that. And so, like, to me, that's confirmation, like, on the right track, baby, right? So it's like our rainbow connection. So that's showing me like our light body is being activated right now. And what that means is we will have higher access to consciousness. We are in a state of having this higher awareness. And what that means is that we come from a place of compassion, of from love, of from purity, of community, of having a tribe, of like, we're all one, like I'm you and you are me, you know, like that kind of energy of like, I want to respect you like I would respect my mother or my father or my brother or my sister. I just want to love, you know, like that higher self energy, right? And so that's what's going to be kind of like the perpetrator of a lot of our quantum timeline choices. So it's like, which timeline will you choose? Are you going to rise above, or are you going to stay trapped in that, you know, experience or emotion or whatever it might be? Are you going to rise above, or are you going to stay in the same consciousness, right? And so it's like through every moment in time, you know, is like, am I going to rise above or am I going to stay here? And both are okay. You know, like no judgment in it. That's also this higher self-awareness, is like, there's been things that I know I haven't been ready to let go of, so my higher self says, it's okay, Aurora, you're allowed to hold on to this right now. You're allowed to not be, you know, perfect in whatever image that you think you should be. It's fine. Keep smoking cigarettes until you don't want to, right? Like, that's my example of like, my higher self is like, you know, like, it's good, don't worry about it. My human self is the one judging, saying, oh, da 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 da, you know? So it's very interesting to become the observer of that. Yeah, so are we going to rise above, or are we going to stay trapped in the lower consciousness? Yeah, and then, so there was another video I was watching, and I knew Easter was important, so I wanted to include this too, because that was confirmation for me. I was like, something's happening now, and we'll be closing on Easter. And that's exactly what this one guy said that I was listening to. He said, up to Easter, it's a full cleansing of the soul. See, I love it. This is so perfect. Full cleansing of the soul. I forgot all this was, I don't even know what I have written down here. I'm kind of just going through it as I go, right? So it's like, the up to Easter, this is a full cleansing of the soul, right? Which totally aligns with everything that I've already said, right? So it's like moving any debris that is left from your past experiences that were not based in love. Okay, I'm going to say that again because this is so important. Up to Easter, we are having a full cleanse of the soul. What that means is that so much is going to be coming up between now and then. Okay? So don't practice, not practice. That was a separate thought. Start practicing, uh-oh, I had a brain fart. It's okay, let it go. All right. So, yeah, so full cleanse of the soul. So removing any debris that is left from past experiences that were not based in love. Okay? So I'm just going to leave that there because you saw me lose my train of thought. Okay. Oh, yeah, this too. Okay, this was my writing here. So seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And then I have the illusions of the tunnel. And then I have the aligning with truth, right? Because, you know, the truth is that, you know, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and then understanding that the tunnel is an illusion, and understanding that you are the light in that tunnel. So it's like the tunnel is the illusion. So it's like, as you can start breaking out of these tunnels, if you will, of our pre-programmed humanness, is like tapping in and allowing your soul to come through all of it. It's like we keep aligning with the truth. We keep expanding, and I have light activation. So it's like every time you choose to like make a higher vibrational choice, meaning one that is of service to all, then that is the ripple that creates the change. So I also have here, we are emptying our vessel so that we may be a vessel full of light. Our vessel is emptying so that we can fill it up with good vibrations, with good food, with good company, with good, you know, so if things are falling away, it's like there's something in you that knew it wasn't going to work, okay? And it's really radical acceptance. And give a shout out to Chelsea here for saying that this morning to me and Heidi, is like radical acceptance is like, you know, I understand that I cannot heal anybody, you know, like that is radical acceptance. And that was something really hard for me, is like, oh my God, I just want everybody to feel whole and loved and all this pain and suffering to leave. And it's like, okay, you know, like if that's how I feel, then it's like I'm not allowing that space for somebody to be in their suffering, to be in their shit. So it's like, okay, let's be the observer role even more and take a step back and just really like observe and be okay, because that's part of the duality and polarity that exists, right? So it's like we have to be okay. We have to radically accept that right here in the third dimension, duality and polarity will always exist. And that's where this higher perspective comes in, where it's like it sees the duality and the polarity as the whole, you know, like that is the whole. You can't only have light in the third dimension. There must be darkness because it's binary, it's polar, right? So that's something that just is, right? So it's like radical acceptance of what just is, you know? And then you know, tapping into radical fucking expansion and growth of what it is that I want and what I want to bring forth. And like the sun's coming through to affirm, hey, universe is here to give us the life that we need. So hey, like, you gotta ask, you gotta show up, you gotta be doing the work, and you gotta rest. You know, that's the other thing, is rest within all this and take action when you want. Okay, yeah, so then liberation is self-imposed limiting beliefs. Okay, that's what's going to be happening, is like, as you're attracting people in that are able to help you on your journey, you know, a lot of why we're suffering is through our own personal self-imposed limiting beliefs of, like, you know, what it is we can or can't do. So it's like breaking free of that, like liberating yourself from that, feeling what you need to feel, saying what you need to say, even if it's just to yourself in the mirror, and really processing it, realizing your choice points and taking advantage of them, taking advantage of this beautiful spring that we're entering into, from, you know, like this whole story of 2020. It's like a whole rebirth. This is the rebirth of 2021, and really choosing to step in to your life path and purpose. Yeah, and then I have trusting within that light, trusting within that light that has always guided you. Trust your spirit, your heart, open up and trust yourself. The inherent blueprint of spirit within, connecting to that inherent blueprint of spirit within, really tapping in to, you know, the eternity that you are through this body. You know, like, this body comes and goes, but it's the soul, it's the life, it's like that primordial force that's in you that always is. Talk about radical acceptance, right? It's like, what is God, or what is this, what is, it's like, you know, something, it just is, you know, like, it just is. Source just is, God just is, you know, like. And I know to the human that's not acceptable, like, it's like, well, what the hell, I want more than that, you know. But radical acceptance, and it's like trusting in that. It's a benevolent, beautiful, infinite thing, if you will. I don't know, like, what do you call source? A thing, you know, like presence. Okay. I'm just gonna read this through real quick so that I can feel like I got everything, and then I'm gonna pull some cards. And wow, this was a juicy video, guys. I hope you guys have been, you know, resonating and really feeling like this is helping you, because that's my intention. Okay, so I have life gives birth to life. Eternal life is our true nature. This physical body is a transitory state of being. Do not view yourself from this limited perspective, for you will only create roadblocks on your path to realization of true self. The universe shall nourish your heart. Live from divine perspective of oneness. Give your whole self to this truth, and all blocks shall fall away. Remember the light that you are. Walk calmly and lightly. Be conscious of who you truly are. Okay, damn, that was good. Those were some good notes. So that's, like, yeah, my little intro here, 50 minutes later, of the energy of the equinox. And so now that you guys have this, you know, all this information on what I've tapped into and what I've kind of eclectically picked up through listening to others and my own kind of calibration of where I'm at, I'm going to focus on the week coming, and we're going to just ask. I'm just going to call in for anybody that is still here watching this, that I invite your higher self to work through this video with you, so that you can receive and be open to all the divine messages that are needed. And I call in my higher self to guide me and to show me what it is that needs to be shown. Yeah, cool. So let's do it. So I have here the wisdom of the oracle. Sorry, it's backwards, but I'll have to learn how to switch her around. And then I think I'm also going to Oh, I have 4 decks here and I want them all. Okay, okay, I'm gonna just only work with this one for now, and whatever intuitively comes up, I'll pick. Okay, so let's just clear this deck. Okay, calling in my higher self, your higher self, the collective energy for what it is that needs to come through. What is this week going to be showing us? What will the unfoldment be? Y'all see that? That's right. Okay, one more from this deck. Perfect. Okay. Okay, beautiful. So the first card that came out was a leg up. Okay, and the second one is time to go, but it was reversed. Okay, so I think this is representing that pull. Okay, so this is like, remember when at the other part of the video where I was talking about, like, there's always been that part of you that has known that something isn't of service to you. So it's really about, letting go, like, and that's that radical acceptance. That's going to be that's what this week I think is all going to be about: heart-centered, radical acceptance, and forgiveness. Yum. Heart-centered, radical acceptance, and forgiveness. And I'll even add compassion, because, that radical acceptance will lead to compassion, but it's always nice to just reiterate that word because it's so powerful. So there's going to be this pull, like there's going to be, like even a sense of disbelief, like, wow, I knew that this day would come, and I'm really just being told, like, this is the time. So that's really, it's time to go. It's time to let go of what's not serving you. And that's not going to be easy. And you're not going to be sure of what to do. But it will be, it will provide. And that's what a leg up, it will provide you for what it is that you need in order to transition into the next part of your life, of whatever it is. This choice point, that's what it is, guys. We know what choice points are holding us back, and it's that radical truth and acceptance, in your choice points. Like, you have choice points, and it's your choice. You're responsible for your life. So it's time to let it go. I'm gonna get, one more card here for clarity on this, because I just want it. Clarity on time to go. Here and now. That's right, it was reversed because it's stopping you. It's stopping you from being here and now, and present and authentic and in the flow and all this. It is stopping you. It's slowing you down. It may have served you, and I think that's what this card was kind of telling me too at first, is like, this has served you. It did give you that leg up. It did help you, but it's not now, Here and now, it is time to go. We have to go. We have to let go in order for us to, we have to create the space in order to have the space to fill, okay? So, and I don't know why I'm feeling this so strongly in relationships right now. Like, it's like going to be so clear, like, wow, like, this just, what am I doing here? Like, kind of like, this isn't serving me, and radically accepting that, and not having compassion for yourself, for starters, because I know that a lot of the time I don't want to tell people things because, like, if it's someone that's close to me or whatever, like, I've worked through a lot of this, but it's like, I know I used to shut up when I didn't want to hurt their feelings with the truth. And so then I wasn't able to speak my truth because I didn't want to hurt them. So it's like, we're in this energy now of, have compassion for you. Because if you're not speaking your truth, then, you're the one affected the most by it, okay? And so that will create a leg up for you to, tap into this infinite potential energy of the here and now. Because this is the power. This is infinite potential, when you can be here, you can be now, you can be present, and you're not, you know, all over yesterday. I could not be here and now. So I chose not to record my video, right? So trust that, you know, if you're not here and now, why aren't you here and now? What's pulling you from that? Tap in. This is all guidance to bring you back to here and now, okay? Beautiful. Okay, maybe I will do a quick little one from maybe album, because that was pretty quick. So I'm going to pull now from Sacred Destiny Oracle, okay? That, calling our higher self, give us the guidance that we need for this week. What is it that we need to hear? What is it that we need to hear? What is it that we need to hear? Okay, one more, please. Thank you. Two more. Okay, wonders. I love it. Okay, wonders. So before I even look at those cards, I just want to talk about this, and what I'm picking up is like, what if energy, like what if I could travel the world? What if, like, you know, tapping into the potential of the what ifs in a positive light, saying, wow, what if I were to let go of this partner that I've been with for a long time that isn't serving me, and I started actually processing my shit and taking responsibility and choosing to empower myself and step into my power. I wonder what my life would look like, you know, if I started to do that. So this is like a curiosity card I'm feeling. It's like, you know, play with the what ifs in a positive light, because we've been so programmed to worry. It's like, so what if you do something and it's the best fucking thing you've ever done in your entire life, you know? Like, what if? It's like, step into that unknown. And what are these cards saying? Yeah, that's why I couldn't look at them yet, because I needed to get that message out. Because look at what happens when we tap into the what ifs. Right here. Abundance and happiness. Need I say more? You know, like when we do the work, when we tap in, when we choose to process, when we choose to bring consciousness and awareness to every moment so that we're able to be here and now. I have these cards out still, so be here and now. That's when we will access. It's like playing with this energy of imagination and hope, and like, you know, like I want to run retreats, and I want to, you know, help people, and I want to hold space, and I want to, this is what has allowed for me to step into this role, right? Playing with the wonder of it, playing with, well, what is it? What would I like to see? What would I like to do? What would I like to feel? That's the big one, right? So there you are. This week, there's going to be a lot of what ifs. And if you are not in radical acceptance of where you are at, the what ifs can be really intimidating. But that's what's leading you to your happiness and your abundance, okay? So keep playing with that wonder energy, that inner child energy, that curiosity, the innocence, all that, so that, you know, you can tap in to the flow of happiness and abundance. All right, beautiful. Now we're going into the Sacred Rebels. I'm just going to ask for one card from this deck. I'm not really too familiar with it, so I'm going to ask for a card that's easy for me to read intuitively. And if not, then I'll open the book. But yeah, we're just focusing on this week here and now. This week ahead of us. What are the energies? What is going on? What are the energies? What is going on? One card, please. Yum! Pandora's Gift. Wow. Open up the infinite box of your soul, guys! This is it! And then this card just caught my eye. Okay? So what do you feel? And then this one. What you want, wants you. Okay? I'm going to open up this book here and just skim it and see what catches my eye, because Pandora's Gift, oh my. This is going to be powerful. Okay, there's a mythic woman who maligned throughout history, whose name means all gifted. Pandora lives within us as our curious nature, yearning to conquer chaos, evil, and darkness with the light of knowledge. She is the hopeful voice of our soul that asks the questions and, in doing so, triggers the process that brings the answers. I love it! Sometimes it is through uncomfortable learning that we will find our treasure. Pandora reminds us that the process of learning can take us to places that seem like the end of our world, and yet all is not lost. Even now, the light within you is stirring for new revelation, new life, and new adventure. Pandora is all gifted and all giving. Her presence invites you to forego your belief in judgment. Now is the time to surrender the misplaced guilt that you may have brought upon yourself or another, some terrible happening. It is time to let go of the shame-based belief in punishment. This is a belief that you deserve to be brought to task over any perceived imperfection, or that your natural human journey somehow renders you inadequate. I don't know if you can hear that truck passing by, but I'm just gonna let it pass by so I don't have to talk over it. Looks like it might rain too. Thankfully, I'm almost done. Okay, so Pandora frees the soul from such torment. This is her gift. The human journey necessarily involves learning through experience. There is no shame in your learning process. Pandora's presence is the sign of a new time, a time to swap the notion of inherent shame for the acceptance of inherent divinity. This is it, guys. From this moment on, how unstoppable you shall become. Sacred rebellion is happening within your soul as a powerful uprising towards liberation. You are breaking free from the weighty criticism of the world, from the power games that bore you senseless, and from the insanity of sacrilegious priorities in this world. Dare to disobey anything and everything that is not divine. Pandora is the leader of your soul revolution. She defines the vicious judgments of history and all that has been said about her. She shrugs off misery, despair, and the weight of the world to recognize that she is the bearer of the true and beautiful light of peace, comfort, hope, and reassurance. With her oracle comes the realization that you too are divinely defiant believer in hope, who shall cast off the works of anyone who seeks to torment you. As this shift takes place, you shall dare to look within your own being and find the light. You are being put on divine notice from the sacred feminine that there is a talent and ability within you that needs to be acknowledged. There is a worthy seed of something beautiful and necessary within you. If you choose to develop and express this seed, step by step, it will become an extraordinary light in your life and in the world. So poke your tongue out at the naysayers and turn your attention to the bright hope within. You were born to strut your soul stuff. Yeah, okay. I love it. Okay, see, that's why trusting your intuition is so powerful, because look, guys, like, that's Pandora's gift, which is literally like a beautiful all-encompassment of everything I've just said. It's like, yeah, you're realizing your potential, your truth, okay. One more card from this, and then I'll be getting out of here. So this is the deck. Spirit. Alright, give me one card, please. I guess however many cards want to come through to close off, to give us a closing. Landed in my singing bowl, guys. No! Alright. Say no. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. Okay, that's it. I'm going to leave it at that. Because what I'm getting from this is that creating boundaries. Say no. Say no. no, enough's enough. No, I will not do this. I don't want to do it. My soul doesn't feel full when I do it. You know, like, start saying no, okay? This is the week where we start saying no. Start saying no to what isn't in alignment. Start creating that boundary, because every time that you are not saying no, you are saying yes. And this is how the higher, darker powers manipulate our free will. They know that we have free will, so we have to say no in order to not be saying yes. You guys see? Do you see that? So if you're not saying no, you are saying yes. Okay, so have an awareness of that. So that is what is your protection. Saying no, standing in your power, knowing what it is that's in alignment and what's not. Say no when you don't feel yes. And if you don't feel yes, then you can say, let me think about it. I gotta sit with it, right? It's like you don't have to have an answer right then and there for anything that anybody ever says to you, you know? It's like, okay, you know what? You know, I have to process what kind of has just gone on, and just give me a minute so that I can authentically show up, so that I can process it and not just react in a way that maybe isn't fully, you know, in alignment with my highest self. So that's it, guys. Say no to anything that is not in alignment with your soul. So whenever you don't feel yes, say no. Okay? That was beautiful. That was an amazing, 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 fun journey for me to just tap in and talk and give you guys all this information. I am working on so many different things right now, kind of creating my business as it's kind of flowing, and I just want to put it out there that I will have one-on-one emotional liberation sessions. The link will be below if any of you guys want to book in with me and really get a deep dive and really utilize this time and this energy to liberate yourself and let go emotionally, so that you can allow and regain your breath and really connect back to your own personal life. So yeah, if you're looking for guidance, just book the link below, or you can send me a message or whatever to inquire and ask questions. So yeah, all that information will be there. So yeah, happy spring equinox or autumn if you're on the other side of the world. And I am just so excited to keep, you know, trudging away and following my soul and my purpose, and to see where that leads me. So I'm really, really, really excited. Thank you, thank you, thank you for giving me this hour of your time. And I hope that, you know, it has helped you today to recalibrate and anchor you into your body. And if you know of anybody that it can help, please don't hesitate to share it. Yeah, and like and subscribe if you would like to receive more information like this, because here we go, guys. It's the beginning. We're going. I'm so excited. So yeah, and I'm excited to have you here with me. So lots of love. Namaste, and I will see you on the other side. Bye.